We're going to start off our jump series with the double leg jump from a roll. Don't worry if you can't do the roll just yet, we're going to cover that in a second. We're going to roll up into a squat and immediately perform a tuck jump. We want to be careful with the landing, make sure that we don't land on our heels. You want to land softly when performing this. Make sure to swing your arms up in the air. This is going to help you to get height for your jumps. Looking at this from the side, we're going to go ahead and squat down. And from here, roll directly back. Make sure you don't hit your head on the ground. Swing your arms up into the air and tuck those knees up. We want to focus on trying to bring our knees up in front of us, close to our chest, like I'm doing here. Very important. If you're having trouble getting down into the squat, that's the first thing you need to be focusing on. But once you can get that, it's time to work on this roll back. It's sometimes difficult to pop up into the squat, so holding on to your heels and your ankles in the beginning is going to help get you to pop right into that squat position. Now, once you're solid with your double leg jumps, it's time to move on to the pistol. For the pistol, we're just going to do this with single leg. That's what the pistol means. So as we roll back, we focus on popping into that bottom position with one leg. If you have trouble getting into the pistol position, what I suggest is using the roll and just work on getting into the lower portion of this squat. Gradually work on standing up out of this squat, working your way up to a full stand. Once you can get that, it's just simply a matter of lowering yourself and rolling back. Once you've mastered the pistol, you can add a little jump to it. This makes the movement much more fun and also more difficult. Make sure you do both legs. Push-ups are fun. And we're going to focus on what I like to call the side-to-side push-up. We're going to do this from our knees in the beginning. This will make it a little bit easier to get you used to the movement. Basically, you're going to lower yourself all the way down, and you're going to go from side to side. Try and keep your elbows in. We don't want to flare our elbows out to the side. Focus on doing this from your knees, and once you get comfortable with this, we can now move on to the side-to-side in the standard position. So basically, you do this from a push-up position. Lower yourself, go to one side, go on over to the next, then push right back up. That's one rep. So side to side with that final push up, and that's one rep. Another fun movement I like to call around the world. This is from a standard push-up position. Basically, you lower yourself like you're doing a side to side, but you continue to go up and around, kind of like you're going around the world. Get it? So this movement is a lot of fun, kind of tricky in the beginning, but as long as you have the other progressions, you should be able to get it. Next, we're going to look at the exploding push-up. This is basically where we clap and perform some different variations. You can go put your hands in the middle, you can open them up to the sides or do whatnot. Basically, focusing on pushing up and away from the ground. Handstand push-ups, or actually what I like to call them headstand push-ups. We're going to perform a modified version in the beginning where we keep our feet on the ground. Sometimes it's called the Roko push-up. We want to make sure that we keep our elbows relatively narrow and close to us. Don't want to flare them too much. Really focus on bringing your butt up as high as you can in the air. Once you have that, we can put our feet up against the wall. Bend your legs if you need to, and go ahead, take your head all the way down to the ground. Exhale as you push yourself back up. As you get better with this, feel free to extend your legs up into the air, and you can even hold a handstand and perform these headstand push-ups. Pull-up time. I'm a stickler for pull-ups. No kipping pull-ups here. Want to make them strict. But if you can't do a pull-up, that's cool. Let's take a look at how we can do this. We're going to jump up, and then we're going to tuck our knees up to our chin as high as we can. This is the first progression. Make sure that you lower yourself slowly after that jump. Once you get that, we can now focus on performing a half jump. Basically, we're going to jump up halfway and pull from there, then we're going to bring our knees up. This is not only going to work our arms, but we're also focusing our core when we perform this tuck up. Make sure that you're pulling your shoulders down when performing the pull-up. We don't want to shrug our shoulders when performing a pull-up. It's not going to help. Once you get this progression, it's time to move on to the full pull-up with the tuck. So we're going to do this with our feet off the ground. Again, making sure that we pull our shoulders down before we initiate the pull. Focus on performing this pull-up as cleanly as you can. Our next movement's a lot of fun. It's called an ice cream maker. You see a lot of people do these on the rings. We're going to do it on the bar. Basically what we're going to do is from a chin up, we're going to sit back and perform a front lever. We're not going to hold that lever. We're going to go immediately back into the chin up. Once you get that progression down, you can start using what I like to call a can opener. So basically we have one leg out, one leg tucked, and we're performing the ice cream maker. The final variation of the ice cream maker is where we perform a full front lever. Perform a chin up, we sit back keeping our body straight and hold our body in this lever. We want to be careful when we perform these ice cream makers that we don't do them too quickly. We don't want to just plow through them and mess up our elbows as we go back into the front lever. Looking at this from the side, you can see that I'm trying to keep a straight body, really squeezing my core, squeezing my legs, and controlling the movement. And of course, you're going to have to know how to do the handstand. So to do the handstand, we actually have a full tutorial over at Gold Medal Bodies that'll take you through 0 to a full handstand. But for this short tutorial, what we're going to do is walk our feet up the wall, and we're going to get into what's called the hollow body position. Don't let your stomach touch the wall, and don't arch your back. Really lock out your arms. Think of having a long body. You can point your toes in the beginning, and when you're ready, come on down. Once you're comfortable with that, put your back against the wall. However, it's really not against the wall. We just have our heels against the wall, and you want to focus on pulling your heels away from the wall, trying to hold that freestanding handstand.